Thank you for sending us your Arctic stream down our way.
You're very welcome, Raj.
Haribol Gurudas, have you moved yet?
No, Maharaj, no, not yet. It's coming in a few months. Yeah.
Okay. It'll be easier to see you, I think, once you do.
Yeah.
Jai. Navayogana, Hare Krishna, how are you?
Good.
And I see Nitai Priya's there. Nice. Sri Bhuvaneshwari, how are you? Great. Super. Just, while we're just waiting for a couple of minutes, I start leaving for India and I'll be in France first on this Sunday. So I'll have to figure out what we're going to do during the time that I'm gone. I returned back to Canada on the 28th of February. I'm not going to be very long away, but we'll just have to figure out. I guess I'll just, if you Prabhu's okay, we could just assign some people to take charge like we have in the past. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course, Maharaj.
Yes, Maharaj.
Gurudas, you could take up 1 week, right? You could just,
Okay.
why don't you do
Schedule
it?
permitting, yeah.
You're quite
Okay.
capable. You're quite capable. And, Nitai Priya has done it in the past. And Vaishnavi, you're quite capable as well, right?
God.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I might try to get on board. Next week, I'll be in France, and I'll be with those 3 devotees from the Netherlands. They were with us for a long time. And, at this time slot, and even though it was very austere for them, goes to show how sincere they were. They'd be up waiting till 11 o'clock, till midnight. That's, their time, So let's see what we can come up with, all right? So I am leaving on Sunday, and I'll be in France for about 4 days, then off to India. So then I'm really off time zone wise, Okay, but yes,
We are going India too.
you're going to India as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's all go. Why don't we all go? Forget the program. Forget this time zone, the EST. Let's go to IST. It's a good time of the year to go to India, isn't it? All right. So, I think we've got some people warmed up to take up those tasks. And I know Yugaleshwar is capable. Just have to make sure anybody's taking up this role, they allow for everyone to participate, to make it more of a discussion than anything. Okay. Good. So let's start for now. Okay. Our mantras together. Nama Om Vishnuvadaya. Vishnuvishaya Bhutale. Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Padamane. Namaste Saraswati Deve. Gauravani Charini. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi. Vasyatya Charini. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda. Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Done. Let's go to our invocational mantra on page 1 of Bhagavad Gita as it is. Om Jnana Timirandasya.
Om Jnana Timirandasya.
Jnananjana Shalakaya.
Jnananjana
Chakshur Unmilitam Yena.
Chakshur
Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Sri Gurave
Namaha.
I was born in the darkest ignorance.
I was born in the
darkest ignorance.
My spiritual master opened my eyes.
My spiritual master opened my eyes.
With the torch of knowledge.
With the torch of knowledge.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
I offer my respectful
obeisances unto him.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Vaishnavi, our host, will tell us where we are.
12, Maharaj.
Okay, chapter 2, text 12. We're getting to juicy stuff here. Okay. Here's the Sanskrit. Looks like we have a long purport coming up ahead, which is just totally divine. Natrevaham jatu nasam natwang neme janadipa nachaiva na bhavishama sarve vayam atapuram. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. Okay. Fine. So let's begin with the purport and let's get some people in the queue. Vaishnavi, please. We got.
Yes.
Good.
Guru Das.
Okay.
Arjuna, can you read? And then Markandeya Rishi, can you read? And then fourth will be Navayavana, Sankalpa, Nitai Priya, Vashi, Sandamani. So,
Okay. And I think what we can do, if you can all please just take 3 sentences, read it nice and slow and clear. Keep count. Let's not have any big gaps. Let's not space out. And please accept my humble obeisances, Maharaj, or this kind of stuff. Just make it a continual read, okay? Continuity is what we want here. Let it flow like a waterfalls. All right. Okay. Purport by Srila Prabhupada.
In the Vedas, in the Katha Upanishad, as well as in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, it is said that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the maintainer of innumerable living entities in terms of their different situations according to individual work and reaction of work. That Supreme Personality of Godhead is also, by his plenary portions, alive in the heart of every living entity. Only saintly persons can see within and without the same Supreme Lord can actually attain the perfect and eternal peace.
Thank you.
I can read because Arjuna Prabhu is driving. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yo vidadhati khaman tam atmastam yenu pashyanti dhiras tesham shantihi shashvati netaresham. Katha Upanishad 2.2.13. The same Vedic truth given to Arjuna is given to all persons in the world who pose themselves as very learned, but factually have but a poor fund of knowledge. The Lord says clearly that he himself, Arjuna, and all the kings who are assembled on the battlefield are eternally individual beings, and that the Lord is eternally the maintainer of the individual living entities, both in their condition and in their liberated situations.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Should I continue?
Where's the waterfalls?
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll continue. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Supreme Individual Person, and Arjuna, the Lord's eternal associate, and all the kings assembled there are individual eternal persons. It is not that they did not exist as individuals in the past, and it is not that they will not remain eternal persons. Their individuality existed in the past, and their individuality will continue in the future without interruption.
Markandeya Prabhu.
Therefore, there is no cause for lamentation for anyone. The Mayavadi theory that after liberation the individual soul, separated by the covering of Maya or illusion, will merge into the impersonal Brahman and lose and lose its individual existence is not supported herein by Lord Krishna, the Supreme Authority.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sankalpa?
Nor is there theory that we only think of individuality in the conditioned state supported herein. Krishna clearly says herein that in the future also the individuality of the Lord and others, as it is confirmed in the Upanishads, will continue eternally. This statement of Krishna's is authoritative because Krishna cannot be subject to illusion.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Nitai Priya?
If individuality were not a fact, then Krishna would not have stressed it so much, even for the future. The Mayavadi may argue that the individuality spoken of by Krishna is not spiritual, but material. Even accepting the argument that the individuality is material, then how can one distinguish Krishna's individuality?
Nice.
Vashi?
Krishna affirms his individuality in the past and confirms his individuality in the future. He has confirmed his individuality in many ways, and impersonal Brahman has been declared to be subordinate to him. Krishna has maintained spiritual individuality all along. If he is accepted as an ordinary conditioned soul in individual consciousness, then his Bhagavad Gita has no value as authoritative scripture.
Thank you.
A common man with all the 4 defects of human frailty is unable to teach that which is worth hearing. The Gita is above such literature. No mundane book compares with the Bhagavad Gita. When one accepts Krishna as an ordinary man, the Gita loses all importance. Arjuna, are you there?
Hello.
Navayavana, please go.
Okay, I'll continue. The Mayavadi argues that the plurality, the plurality mentioned in this verse is conventional and that it refers to the body. But previous to this verse, such a bodily conception is already condemned. After condemning the bodily conception of the living entities, how was it possible for Krishna to place a conventional proposition on the body again?
Markandeya.
Therefore, individuality is maintained on spiritual grounds and is thus confirmed by great acharyas like Sri Ramanuja and others. It is clearly mentioned in many places in the Gita that this spiritual individuality is understood by those who are devotees of the Lord. Those who are envious of Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead have no bona fide access to the great literature.
Thank you.
The non-devotee's approach to the teachings of Gita is something like that of a bee licking on a bottle of honey. One cannot have a taste of honey unless one opens the bottle. Similarly, the mysticism of the Bhagavad Gita can be understood only by the devotees, and no one else can taste it, as it is stated in the 4th chapter of the book. Nor can the Gita be touched by persons who envy the very existence of the Lord. Sankalpa, can you read?
Thank you.
Therefore, the Mayavadi explanation of the Gita is a most misleading presentation of the whole truth. Lord Chaitanya has forbidden us to read commentations made by the Mayavadis and warns that one who takes to such an understanding of the Mayavadi philosophy loses all power to understand the real mystery of the Gita. If individuality refers to the empirical universe, then there's no need of teaching by the Lord. The plurality of the individual soul and the Lord is an eternal fact, and it is confirmed by the Vedas as above mentioned.
Thank you. Wonderful, everyone. Nice. That was a nice flowing waterfalls. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. At this juncture in our studies of the Bhagavad Gita, we can appreciate that Krishna is now opening up philosophically for the first time. He already mentioned something about, humbling Arjuna, but it's not philosophical. He's saying you're lamenting for what is not worthy of grief. So then Krishna takes the time to clarify his points. Listen, he's saying, we have to get off this conditioned platform, the bodily platform. We have to come to terms with the fact that we are all eternal and we're all individually eternal or eternally individuals. And that's the strong point that Prabhupada sticks to in the purport. I just love the way it's put at the end. The plurality of the individual soul and the Lord is an eternal fact, and it is confirmed by the Vedas as above mentioned. So we are all little parts and parcels of the Lord. We share a lot of the qualities of Krishna, but we are not Krishna at the same time, if that makes any sense. We're all little gods. We're all Ishwaras, but we're not Parameshwaras. So let's just stick to all the little Ishwaras. Here we are. Some of us are struggling. Those of us in the physical world are. Those who are in the liberated world are not struggling in the same way, but they'll also remain as parts and parcels and never become the one big merge. So that's the strongest point. Let's go to the Katha Upanishad. Prabhupada loves this verse. He quotes it so many times. Nitya Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. So he distinguishes the Nitya from the Nityanam. Who's the Nitya? That's God. Who's the Nityanam? Everything else outside of God. Okay. And that one singular Nitya is trying to satisfy the interests of everyone else, taking care of their needs. Eko Bahunam, many desires. That one individual is trying to satisfy the desires of everyone. That's a big job. It's a big task. And but that's the role of God. So anyways, just for a few starting points, some remarks from which we can spring forth more dialogue. But just keep in mind, this is when Krishna really opens up philosophically. Okay, chapter 2. And we're going to hit some other pretty famous verses after this, like 13 Hey, Komar, he makes the first point about transmigration of the soul, reincarnation. And then he starts the text 14, he talks about dualities and how do you address them. So it's really good stuff. It's really meaty material that he's coming up with here. some major talking points for those of us when we're speaking with newcomers. You know, these are some of the things you want to hit. All right. So yeah, the other point is that Prabhupada really is attacking the Mayavad philosophy, who are so dead against individualism, but it is there. We all are have our own preferences, you know, karmically. We all seem to have different karmas, isn't it? Like we're born at different times. And even if you have a twin, you know, an identical twin, there's two different people there. You know, when I was in Miami recently, there's two young men that come, they're identical twins. Of course, I had to look at the tattoo of one over the other. So that way, one is Raphael, I forget the other one, but very Spanish names. And, you know, but I could, when talking to them, I could see, well, they do have different mindsets, you know, so. But somebody can argue, okay, karmically, they're like that. When it comes to full liberation, we're all just going to merge into a big pot together called the Jyoti, the Brahma Jyoti. Anyways, those are topics of discussion. Prabhu's? Good. Any points you'd like to bring up? Was there something that you liked in this verse? I like about the bee and the honey. That's a good one. Prabhupada's Guru Bhaktisiddhanta would always, he would talk about the, you know, the taste of honey. You have to open it up and dig inside, then you'll know what the real taste is. And another remark would be, you know, let's embrace the philosophy of Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Simultaneously, everything's one but different. We are God-like, but we're not God. We might, and we're encouraged to be godly. Another point. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very much dead against the Mayavad philosophy. And he was condemning it. He was pretty passionate about it. Even though Shankaracharya is a great teacher, and he had his purpose at the time, he was presented as sort of a Buddhist philosophy, Shankaracharya. But he was able to bring back into the picture the Vedas, which were denied or neglected during the Buddhist time. Okay, Buddha rejected the Vedas. Shankaracharya brought the Vedas back into the world, but let's say with a somewhat of a Buddhist flavor. So he had a role to play into bringing everyone back to appreciating Vedanta philosophy. Okay, Prabhu, let's open up then. Hare Krishna. Any comments?
How,
Hare Krishna.
Not all at once.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Sankalpa Mataji, please.
how is the Mayavadi mind or mindset or philosophy expressed in the Western world? How is that? Where do we find Mayavadis in the Western world? Because Prabhupada and the Acharyas make such a strong point how poisonous it is and how destructive for spiritualists.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a big attraction towards Buddhism here in the Western world. That's a fact. There's a lot of people who prescribe to Buddhism. In one sense, it's kind of convenient. You don't really have to think too much about what absoluteness is. Just have to accept that. Oh, we go, we merge, that's it, gone. You don't have to think about anything. You don't have to think about a supreme power. You don't have to think about a creator. All the stories are there. Oh, they're fun. But you don't have to take them seriously. And some of them come to the point where they say, well, there's no real God. So it's more or less an atheistic kind of value. And it's a group of people that tend to they embrace some discipline, self-discipline. But let's say it's kind of senseless in the end, especially for us who embrace individuality, and that there's one individual that's supreme, someone that we can repose our love in, show our devotion and bhakti. So what can I say? That I'm just landing myself here on Buddhism. So people in the West tend to be embracing it. And there's different levels of impersonalism too, the way people deal with each other too. Sometimes, you have to say hello, good morning. You just be, you just exist. That's like a phrase that the Mayavadis like to embrace. Tatvamasi. It's a Sanskrit, and it means just be, just exist. But, those of us who reject the Mayavad school, we like to go a little deeper. We like to appreciate, we like details. We like to see, we enjoy the distinctions. It's nice to be able to say we're all part of humanity, but look at how very different we all are. So I don't know if that answers your question, Matati, but impersonalism is oftentimes demonstrated by coldness, and we're dealing with it much more. People are so enwrapped in their devices. It's hard to get people's attention. It's hard to catch their eyes. I want to see you. I want to reach out to you. Good morning. I want to send my good vibrations out to you. But you don't even notice me. You've got your ears plugged. You get your headphones on. I don't even exist. And maybe you don't want to bother with me. You don't want to take the time to learn some social skills. So I think that's where we suffer a lot in the West. I mean, I think it's a big topic that you're bringing up, but when I first started reading the Bhagavad Gita, I was wondering, why is Prabhupada constantly attacking the Mayavadis? Impersonalism, because it exists, it's very strong, very firm. And when I go to India, the seat of, let's say, personal dealings, relationships are very important there. I don't care for my travels in India, to be honest with you. It's not an easy place to get around in, but I just genuinely, I like the people. They're really nice. And they are nice to you. If you can show devotion, they'll show devotion back. Now, if you travel in India like a tourist, they'll take advantage of you. But if you travel around in a dhoti or as a traditionalist, a bhakta traditionalist, then they'll have a little more respect. Anyways, I don't know if I dug in deep enough on that one, but I'm just, we're getting more and more impersonalistic. I mean, parents have a hard time to get their kids to just be out in the open a little bit more, meet someone. As I spend a lot of time with families, I with people who have kids, they're trying to say to their kids, okay, 35. Meet someone. It's already almost too late. I think that Mayavadism contributes a lot to the low birth rate, which is a very big issue. It's a very big issue for me. I'm very concerned. Okay, continue, guys. Put up your hands if you have anything you want to say.
Arjuna. Arjuna.
Arjuna, you've got your hand up.
But I think he is driving, maybe.
Well, he's driving, therefore, he's got 3 hands now. 2 should be on the steering wheel, and the other one is. Be careful. Anybody else?
No, Maharaj.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you, but
Gurudas is raising his hand.
okay, go ahead, Gurudas.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Sorry. I really think that this is such an important point for me anyway. It's what keeps me, the individualism of it. It reminds me also of, there's sort of, not to throw in a big controversial subject, but a while ago in our movement, there was a big controversy over, the jiva no fall or fall thing. Did the jiva fall from the spiritual world? And I've always my heart has always been with, Srila Prabhupada said, back to Godhead, go back home, back to Godhead. And, and this sort of notion that we've always been personal, that we've always had an individuality. And in the 4th canto, there's the part where King Puranjana it speaks to the Brahmin, who's the super soul, who represents the super soul. And the Brahmin representing the super soul says, don't you remember we're very good friends? And we were together. We don't belong here. This isn't home. So he's saying like the material world isn't home. So I feel like the Mayavadi thing, even within our own movement that emphasizes personalism so much, can make a sort of a sneak attack on us and make us kind of go toward that. Not to say that there's not issues with the whole question of the fall down from the spiritual world. I think there's a paradox there, of like, how can you be in the spiritual world and leave it? But, Prabhupada was clear. We have always been individuals. We made a choice. We made a choice to be here somehow or other. And so we can't like slough it off on Krishna that I'm here. Like I was just sort of impersonally shoved into the material world. At some point I've made a choice, and it's also a matter of accountability for ourselves that, like, okay, I can't blame Krishna that I'm in the material world, it's not Krishna's choice. Anyway, just a comment. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that or give us your realizations, Maharaj.
Well, no, thank you for your comments, and those are good points. We all have different dreams. Everyone's got so much of a different dream from each other, but they can be fulfilled. Just because you have to deal with that other individual when it comes to the dreams. Will that big individual, the one singular, help you with that? What another beautiful thing about our philosophy is that we have many aspects to the divine. There's Krishna, and there's many avatars that spring from him, plenary portions of the plenary. What we read out there, plenary means whole expansions of himself. Very different. He's a fish. He's a boar. He's a lion. Just
right.
So many
unlimited variety, right, Maharaj?
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about our philosophy, and just have so much out there. It's very diverse. It's beautiful. Good. We've got Bashi. You've got a question. Comment, maybe.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, personally, I felt this illusion. It takes a big effect, especially with our cell phone era and all these social memes where all these Mayavadis are putting out their messages. And I think we're living in an age where even people younger than me, or even my friends, we're in this big illusion, and these Mayavadis keep spinning it, and it's hard. I'm just saying. I feel like Krishna flat out saying this in this verse, it resonates quite a bit with me, and
Yeah, it's
we just have to be aware of the Mayavadis.
yeah. Guru, you were saying sneaking in there that Mayavad philosophy is, making its way in there. Yes, for sure, for sure. We've got Sandamini. Sandamini, you had your hand up as well.
Yes,
Hey,
Guru
Arjuna
Maharaj.
is sitting down, Maharaj.
Oh, do you want Arjuna to go first, Mataji?
Oh, whoever, it's okay, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Maharaj, what was striking for me in this, like everybody, just chiming in with everybody, is that Prabhupada has clearly said that Gita is above any mundane literature, and that if somebody sees Krishna as just an ordinary person, not the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Gita loses all importance, and that non-devotees can never understand Gita as much as devotees like us who appreciate Krishna's words, a song of. So I was just wondering, when we first meet somebody, we preach, right, Maharaj? We obviously they're not devotees. Like if they are non-devotees, how do we give the essence of Gita without going against this purport?
So how do we go? How do we bring to people the essence of the Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, especially to non-devotees, when we approach them and we talk about Krishna consciousness and Bhagavad Gita, when we do book distribution, Guru Maharaj, how do we go? Because this one says non-devotees can never understand. So I'm like trying to see if you have any wisdom that.
Well, what do you get out of serving? What do you get out of executing bhakti? What comes of it?
Joy.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's something everybody relates to, right?
Yes.
Everybody wants happiness. Everybody wants, cheer. They want to feel belated. I mean, I think if you could get people to do some service and say, isn't this fun doing this together? We're doing it for God, like the selfless service. I think there's nothing greater than that. It's very relieving. It's very relaxing. It's very gratifying all around. So I guess that's one way to convince people. Let's do this service. Even the book distribution in public place, so nice to talk to people sometimes, philosophically, especially when they're in a good mood. And then let's try to convince people that bhakti is a joyful experience. And then you have to demonstrate it. You have to demonstrate it. So I was talking to one of our girls in the ashram today, where there's no cheer, give cheer. Understand what I'm saying? Give joy. Where there's no joy, which seems very bland and boring and flat. Bring joy, and then throw it at them. And oftentimes they reciprocate, and then they throw it back at you. It's just throwing out these good vibrations. That's what it's all about, I think. So chant and be happy. I mean, we encourage people to chant. We encourage them to read. We encourage them to take prasadam. They're all joyful, blissful experiences. Because it hits all of our buttons, all of our emotional, psychological buttons, and our joyful button. Everything just touches every area. So let's convince people that peace will come from this book, the Gita, Peace will come from exercising it, assimilating it. Try it out. You like to try things out, don't you? Something new, something different. Well, here it is. But Arjun, what
You
about
good,
you?
Madam.
Who else is in the queue?
Hare Krishna. So basically, I met this Mayavadi. He looked like a young person, but he said he was always saying all is one and one is all. He didn't want to leave that like little argument that one is all and one is all. I said, yeah, I get that we're all part of the Supreme, but I said just like you have a personality, you know, Krishna has a personality. So he was just like dumbfounded. So I gave him the laws of karma. He said he was gonna read it, but it's hard to preach to the Mayavadis because they have like a way of thinking, so it's hard to convince them. How will you like approach them?
All is one. Okay, then give me your phone. All is one.
He will not get out of all is one and one is all. And the important thing is that we're here right now. So I said, yeah, but I told him this is just a dream because
Give me
everything is
give me the
temporary.
keys to your car. All is one.
Huh?
Give me the keys to your car. All is one. Take a hike, buddy. I'm taking your car. Give me your keys. All is one. I guess that's one way of looking at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I explained to him that Krishna has a personality, just like we have a personality. You know, he has a form. Krishna has a form, but he has the ultimate form. You know, and this is like a dream. So, you know, like he said that when he was sleeping, he traveled somewhere. But I was like, I don't know. It's hard to talk to them sometimes because they don't get out of that bubble.
Yeah, when people are kind of committed and convinced, it's sometimes hard to change their minds. It's always easier to talk to people a little more open-minded. We've got Nitai Priya. She's got her hand up. Nitai Priya?
Oh, Jai, sorry, my internet. Thank you, everyone, Maharaj. I think that the Mayavadis have a hard time with it because like they haven't seen it. Like as devotees, we've seen the sun globe, we've seen the sun rays, we've felt the sun heat, we've seen all aspects. But because they've only kind of seen one, they can't really relate to what we're saying. And I think just in my experience here on the West Coast with a lot of like really genuine, loving spiritual people that are trying to make a difference in the world, but might be coming from a more impersonalist understanding of God. I think if we can exercise, like we have to find that balance between protecting ourselves and clinging to things like this verse in our own understanding to make us strong, but at the same time, coming at it from a form of compassion as well and dealing very lovingly. And sometimes maybe devotees, like Srila Prabhupada wanted us to cling to this understanding, obviously, because he brought it up so many times and warned of the dangers of Mayavadis. But I think that there can, and I could be very wrong about this, but there might be a danger in not recognizing the whole of Achintya Beta Beta Tattva, because if we negate the fact, the unity of our qualities, not our quantities, but our qualities with Krishna, like I found kind of a beauty in understanding the oneness of us all and the oneness with Krishna, and not from an impersonalist perspective, but in a way that allows us to feel kind of like more like bees in a hive. You know, we're all kind of guided by the same force of the Queen, or in this case, Krishna, and we're all in it together and feeling a real sense of unity and communion with one another. If we swing too far into like almost like an impersonal understanding of individuality, which sounds like a irony, but I just think that, you know, the two do exist, that simultaneously one yet different does exist. And yeah, so let's cling to the individuality, be careful of Mayavadi, but also be kind and feel that oneness between us all, because it makes me feel personally just more connected to the devotees and coming from the heart and being able to feel a sense of love that connects us all beyond just our individual services.
Yes, I think it's a good point. Maybe 50-50. Would that be a good percentage?
Balance is always good.
Yeah, 50-50. Yes. No, bhakti yogis can also sometimes be a little bit, let's say, extreme in their attitude and behavior. And, but I think we have to recognize evil. That's one place. It's a part of life, evil. And we can't say it's all one. You don't want to embrace evil. If you see evil, you want to be very careful. Certainly apply individuality. Like it's easy to say it's all one, we're all the same. But there's some people who are, just very, very, let's say, I can't think of a better word, evil. And you don't want them in your community. You want diversity, but you don't want the wrong people to come into your neighborhood. It's nice that it's all one. We love you, brothers, but let's say if some bikers come in who are known to be criminals and they come into the neighborhood, you maybe going to be a little more careful. So, yes, I guess you have to be really careful how you juggle this principle of oneness and difference. But I don't know. To me, I think the percentage 50-50 might work quite well. Okay, so we've got Anantashish.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I think that Nitai Priya Mataji took my words. Actually, everything she said, I totally agree with what she said. I was going to comment about the different bhakti traditions in the different parts of India. And we now reading these books, I don't think we are qualified to make an assessment of somebody else's bhakti from a different tradition. Even though they are Mayavadis, their conclusions might be not aligned with ours. But at some point, we have to really, really understand that there is a major part of the bhakti element in the other traditions also, and they are doing what they are trained to do or they know what to do. And so this my way or the highway attitude, sometimes some devotees take based on putting down the other people is, I think, a dangerous path to follow.
Good points. Very good points. Yeah, I mean, you can, let's say some of you are asked to give a class on Krishna consciousness. You can spend half of your time in the class criticizing everybody and then forgetting that, well, what are the joys of Krishna? Present what's positive, not always negative. I know myself in going to meetings on some of the higher levels, sophisticated levels, whatever we want to call it. And if the meetings are, like they turn into be just always putting out fires and being negative thoughts instead of speaking about positive things, progressive projects, and so instead of kind of dealing with what might be this scandal or that scandal or this problem or that deviation or this division or that division. It's okay. You have to spend some quality time there, and you have to solve your problems if you're a leader. But you also have to spend some times on quality time on optimism. What are the things that are really going to get everyone excited and arouse them? So you can't just always be at the fire department putting out fires with big hoses. You also have to be doing something positive and talk about proactiveness as opposed to reactiveness. Okay. Anybody else have some comments they want to make on this? Just want
Hare
to get
Krishna,
everybody.
Hare Krishna Maharaj and devotees, obeisances to you all. Given all that has happened, Maharaj, since, say Bhakti, Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami, or even the 6 Goswamis, about 600, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the only people that from India that have made an impact outside India are the Gaudiya Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Vaishnava community, which it's essentially ISKCON and the Hare Krishna people. We all come from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lineage, right? And so, even if you take the fact that Krishna came 5,000 years ago, he appeared, he performed many miraculous pastimes, and he left. But somehow the land of surrounding Bharat and have somehow held on to whatever is the core of, maybe not the exact core, but we have held on to it. Whereas Lord Jesus Christ appeared only 2,000 years ago. And what we see in the world is like continuous fighting among the Christians between themselves, and Christians and Muslims, Christians and Jews, and within Christians themselves. So they've not been able to hold on to the fundamental principles of what Jesus said. Even this ICE raid that's going on all over the country. I mean, once somebody has entered your home or your country, you have to at least recognize that he's your neighbor. Granted, he entered illegally, but you have to treat him with some amount of compassion. And, they're trying that. But and India is also in the same problem, because people are coming in from Bangladesh, people are coming in from Pakistan, Nepal. Everybody wants to come to India because, whatever reason. So I would say that, the Mayavadis, yeah, okay, you can say all is one, and Krishna has no personality. I will just merge into Krishna and I'll be like Krishna once I leave this planet. But that philosophy has no power in it. Otherwise, it would have helped change something positive where it has not.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. I'm going to round things up. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you, Manoj.
What is it that really is going to draw people to Krishna? That should be our meditation. What are the things that we want to put forward? What's going to be our face that will attract people? And how will we show consistency? Whatever the face is showing, how are we going to demonstrate that this is Krishna consciousness is all attractive? A large part of it is acceptance of other people as they are. And service is an important component. Let's all serve in a progressive way together. Let's really embrace what is the mode of goodness activities as opposed to modes of darkness. There seems to be a strong insistence on doing negative things and engaging in self-destructive activities. It seems to be like part of the pop culture almost, I hate to say. What are we delivering to our kids? Are we demonstrating love? Are we demonstrating peace, sense of service? I don't know. It seems that money is ruling, whatever makes money. Okay, so Prabhu, let us go for, we really covered a lot of stuff with our sitting here together. Let's go for some final conclusions on this, some takeaways, and we'll make it a little short because from here at 6 o'clock my time, I have to jump into another group from the Caribbean. All right, another class. So yeah, we have Navayovana Dasi. She's
No,
got.
Maharaj, I'm ready for the takeaway.
Well, you put your hand up.
For the takeaway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay. So go
So
ahead.
can I
What's your
say my
takeaway?
takeaway?
Yes, yes.
I was just reading on this verse a lot today, and I don't know. I felt only one takeaway very clearly. It's the soul is eternal. That's what I came to know from this. The soul is eternal.
Okay, good. Yes, that's pretty strong in Krishna's words. Yeah, yeah. Let's narrow things down a little bit to what Krishna said. The purport is broad, so therefore a lot of different elements have come out of there. Okay, we like it. We like it. Vaishnavi, who else?
Ananta Seshadas, are you ready?
Yes. Merging guarantees fall down.
Okay.
Arjuna?
Don't merge, rather serve.
Okay. Very good. Yeah,
Haripad.
4 words. It's nice.
Haripad, Prabhu. You are muted, Prabhu. Please unmute yourself.
I joined very late, so I will just say Na Buddhi Bedam Janayet. That was Maharaj.
No, but please, you have to say it in English. And quickly, I've got to go in 2 minutes.
Don't be the cause of creating, destroying intelligence. Remember, you asked us to memorize that verse.
Okay, well, we'll have to concentrate on the next time, No
Sorry,
booty baby. Okay, which is all about encourage, don't discourage.
You don't, yes.
Okay, next.
Pashi, Prabhu.
Understand Krishna, escape illusion, or work
Okay,
towards it. at
bravo.
least.
Yeah, good. That all works together very nicely. Thank you.
Markandeya, Prabhu.
We are all individual beings, and we have been always like that.
Okay, we are all individuals. 4 words. Is that okay? Jai
Yeah.
Hariwal, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. Next.
Taipriya.
See within and without.
See within and without. Nice. Okay. Sounds good.
Sankalpa. Sandamini.
Sankalpa.
Sandamini, go. You have your mic on.
Perform bhakti joyfully.
Say it again, please.
I said perform bhakti. I'm sorry, I should say practice bhakti joyfully.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. It's 3 words. Not bad. As long as we average out to 4.
Sankalpa, are you ready?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Loving relationship has the nectar.
Okay, very good. Bravo. We love it. We love it.
I think Vashi, did you say? So that means
He did.
okay.
You, Mataji, you are on the line.
Tribhuvaneshwari.
Krishna is Supreme Personality.
Okay.
Gai Gaura Prabhu.
Krishna is Paramatma.
Okay, why not? Good.
So, yeah, I think everyone is done. Okay.
We got everybody. Okay, Guru Das, did he vanish or?
Yeah, he left, Maharaj. He had to.
He merged. Oh my God. All right, Prabhus. We'll see what we can do about next week, okay? All right. I'll be in touch with you, Vaishnavi, about that. Thank you.
Maharaj.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasinubhyeva
Patitanam pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Maharaj,
Thank you.
Maharaj, when can I?
When can we? o'clock.
8:30.
8:30 tonight, and I also will send you an email, Maharaj, regarding the New Jersey itinerary.
Okay. Sure.
Much.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.